it that alters sanity greets you. No avatar this time. I felt like getting a video out relatively quickly. Path of Exile 2 had much hype leading into the start of its early access. It has had various reactions since then. This video addresses one specific reaction, that this game is Souls-like, yet players can't do slow, methodical combat because they get swarmed by enemies. That players think they need amazing gear or some meta screen blasting build to get past Act 2 or 3. For those who are in maps and arguing over loot drop rates and what isn't fun, congratulations for figuring out how to fight while outnumbered. This video is not for you. I won't touch the topic of loot or endgame balance in this video. It's a tutorial for players struggling in the mid-game. This is my Amazon who is currently just starting Act 1 Cruel. For this tutorial I have brought her back to Act 1 Normal to buy an ordinary mace, nothing special. It doesn't matter what the stat is, I just want a mace. I am now here in Act 2 Normal, the Spires of Deshar, as this is a place where the Faradin are spawned, and they have a notorious reputation for swarming with their fast melee tactics. I will equip my mace and my buckler together. I will show you why. I will equip Earthquake, which you can get from a level 1 skill gem. Right here, maces, Earthquake, level 1. And I will also put Leap Slam, just so I can jump around the place. At level 7 and requiring 52 strength, that's a little harder to get off, but Earthquake is accessible to everyone who buys a very simple mace from Act 1. The first thing you notice is that I am leaping instead of dodge rolling to jump over opponents. Rolling gets you out of small pinches like that, but it will not help when you're in a full crowd. Act 1, most enemies should be dying fast enough and are slow enough that you won't have to deal with the swarm. Second is to apply a mass slow on opponents. I've picked Earthquake as a very accessible early game option. You could use Spearfield, you could use Vine Arrow. Just about every class has something they can use to apply a slow to a lot of targets at once. It's a slowing skill. That it happens to do damage afterwards is an afterthought. By putting down an Earthquake, you now have space to run away into a better position. So that's how to get away from being surrounded. The next lesson is you do not need to even get away often. Sometimes all you have to do is move slightly sideways to avoid being damaged. Notice that enemies do nothing while they are attacking, so if you have walked away from where they are attacking, they are wasting their time, and that gives you all the time you need to set up or perform whatever attack you want to actually do. So for instance, by getting away, I can put an Earthquake down and now I can get even further away. This is a concept you often come across in martial arts. You do not want to waste movement by doing a whole dodge roll. That means you are not doing anything for the whole period of the dodge roll. A quick sidestep gives you all the time you need to do whatever you need. Now, of course, when an enemy does a big AoE, that doesn't matter. That's what keeps you interesting. But against regular melee attacks, you can just walk away. these ranged creatures. If you have a lot of them at once, they can feel overwhelming if you feel you have to dodge roll out of them. But notice what I am doing here. Again, all I'm doing is moving slightly. Oh, here's some more. Just by walking around, I'm avoiding most of their attacks. If you're dodge rolling, you are panicking. In order to have time to do whatever you want, you need to move just far enough away. I've mentioned you can use Earthquake, but just in case that's not enough, you can stack your slows. Here I am sticking a Spear Field. You can use 2 weapon sets, and Path of Exile 2 will swap weapon sets automatically for you when you use a skill that can only be used with the right weapon. Now, just for the sake of being over the top, let's stick on knockback distance onto my Spear Field. Let's get out, then Earthquake, get out, Spear Field, and I have all the time I need to get away from here now. A note on how Huntress generates frenzy charges. People do not like doing a disengage because it moves you away from the combats. This can be tactically advantageous, but sometimes you just want to get in the face of the enemy. Well, I bring my attention again to how I'm using the buckler on the mace instead of the spear. If you do this, and once you're in Act 2 halfway, so you get tier 2 support gems, you could stick a retort on the base strike. And then for the sake of argument, also a maim. And an optional martial tempo. While on my spear, I will be putting a scepter. I parry. And when I disengage, I can now spawn warriors, or minions, to help defend me, as long as these minion respawn counters are up. But if I do not want to jump back, I can just do a normal base strike to earn my frenzy charges. Here. Block, sack, block, hit. Block, hit. Block, hit. Block, hit. Block, hit.
Look out!
Much faster way to generate frenzy charges. I have a monk in Act 2 Cruel, who, yes, those are mace skills. So here I have Maim from doing Wind Blast, Blasphemy applying Temporal Curse, and Earthquake, all slowing everything down. It's hard to be surrounded when everything is this slow. Now, Sunder is a skill that takes a very long time to get off. So it's important to find whatever means you want to earn that time. Be it an ally, the slows, stuns, or just putting walls up. Lots of slows to earn the 1 moment when I do damage. A single ice crystal held this crowd at bay. Again, the crowd swarm comes, and all I'm doing is walking around. this is a bad place to Sunday. You've got to cancel out of that. A better place. This is a mercenary, well, a tactician who is now in maps and is just pinning everything down. I have modded out my galvanic shards. Where is it? To have lockdown, and if I wasn't a tactician, I'd be putting pin on here instead of mobility. And gamble shots so that it can fork or chain or pierce at random and pin everything while doing that. And that it happens to also do shock at times is almost irrelevant. I have turned it into my immobilization skill. And in case that's not enough, there's Spear Field with knockback for even more control. Note that I have the Spear's leap skill as well, just to be able to get away from it. And as always, anything that draws enemy attacks is a way of controlling the crowd. Crowd, larger crowd, bigger crowd. They're all frozen in the skull. Here is the witch. Now, I have set her up so that the skeletal snipers are only spawned for weapon set 1, and above them is something else that is only spawned for weapon set 2. This means when I set up my tree, I have only skill weapon set 1 taking more of the minion damage nodes, whereas weapon set 2 lets me grab other spell skills. Put a wall down, unsummon, resummon, and then get up close. While you are pinning your enemies down, your minions are doing all the damage. And then as your minions are being overwhelmed, you just get away, reposition, deal with the archers like that, and then at a suitable place, bring them back. Where is it? And yes, I'm just walking around without even looking to avoid taking damage here. Let's have a look at a slightly more serious fight. I am surrounded. My minions are dying, and I have to retreat. Yes, tactical retreats are a thing. Whether they're fun is a completely separate question, but you have the options to slow, stop enemies, get away, stick up walls, stick up minions, whatever, regroup. And then plan a fresh assault. It's an amusing situation where I am tanking with walls and all my skeletons are dealing damage from behind. Yes, the skeletons are dumb. They will attack the walls. But even while in this state, they can shoot over the walls. Even though both sides can't attack directly, and then I can detonate the gas clouds afterwards. Okay, I set up the flames, and I'm standing here behind my walls. This has been a long ramble on how to fight while outnumbered, without blasting the whole screen with one button. There are many options for tackling the horde trying to swarm you in a slow, methodical way. As you get further into the game, you can wipe the horde faster, but you always have the slow options available to regain control if you're in a bad position. The game doesn't tell you what to do in those situations. If you are struggling against the horde, hopefully this video gives you some ideas for what you can do to create the conditions for methodically defeating the horde. It that alters sanity thanks you for your time.